Hey guys, okay, so I am in Europe right now with Brittany Pettibone, currently Northern Ireland, and we were planning on doing a video on Northern Ireland, but we figured out things were a little spicy here and didn't want to piss off the entire internet before we learned a bit more, so we're gonna postpone that, and then instead we're gonna be talking about something a little different that's usually not on this channel, relationships.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we've actually had, I don't know about your comments. I actually think I've seen some because I watch all your videos, but in mine as well, where people ask for these kind of topics in videos. So we're going to try our best and hopefully you enjoy it.
And yeah, I want to reiterate that we are not the experts on this. We are working our way through this entire mysterious world of relationships as well. But unlike a lot of the videos you'll see on YouTube, where it's just kind of literally making it up as they go, we get a lot of our knowledge from the past and from statistics and research and what has worked historically for people, more conservative traditional values. And a lot of relationship videos you find are more liberal, new age, just random whatever people feel should be relationships kind of videos.
Like monogamy is impossible, stuff like that. But it's also like a lot of good advice from people who've had successful relationships that we know. So, and that gave it to us, and then you have to trust them because they've been married 50 years, so they gotta know something.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about a very specific topic today that I think is something that's really pertinent to a lot of young women and modern relationships, and that is this idea of trading up. Now, do you want to explain it?
No,
Okay.
you go ahead, yeah.
So the idea of trading up is basically when you're in a relationship, you'll be constantly looking around for the next best thing. You'll be saying, the guy I have right now is pretty good, but that guy has all of the traits of my current relationship and is more handsome, has more money, or potentially could be more interesting, or I could just get more excitement in that honeymoon phase again, and constantly looking for the next best thing. And it's just an idea that has swept the minds of young women these days and is just constantly ruining relationships.
I think like the trigger to it was the fact that we're all connected throughout the world now through social media. So you have access to every single person in the world pretty much, or everyone, in your age group who's available, whatever. But then I think that there can be an actual correlation drawn between the fact that our society, it's completely run by consumerism as opposed to people producing things. We consume far more than we produce. And it's like, you're always out for the next best thing. You're sick of what you have and you need more. There's very little satisfaction, or it's very temporary. And it almost extends to people. We need to consume people. And, then we're with them and we're super happy and, you're high on love or whatever you want to call it. And then you get tired after a while and you need to find the next person. And it's like consuming each other. And
there's actually been studies that have shown when people have more options, they're less happy. So I can't remember the exact study. I'm sure people in the comments will give me crap for this, but they gave kids the option of going home with 2 different color shirts or 2 different pictures or paintings or something, and versus kids who were just given one. And the kids that were given 2 options and got to pick one were more dissatisfied because they kept thinking, what if I could have had the other one?
Yeah.
What if I would have been more happy with the green shirt or the red shirt?
It's
right?
really true. It's like me, like you go to the store and you're in the candy aisle, for example, and there's like a wall and you're like, what do I do? And you're there for like 15 minutes because you just don't know because you have so many options, but that's how it is for everything, and it extends to people.
So with those 10,000 relationships you can swipe through on Tinder or Bumble or whatever, you're always thinking, what if I could have that person? Especially because there's no commitment or real morals or values connected to dating anymore. So it's like, not only can you pick all these other things and go back and pick up the other shirt like you could in that experiment or the other picture, but there's no shame really connected to it. So it's like people just throw away their boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, and then upgrade to the next thing. But there are consequences to this.
Yeah. I think back then, you dated for a purpose. There was a purpose involved. It was to seek out a potential partner for marriage, and that's what it was. Nowadays, a lot of people just date to have fun. And so the goals are very different, and that's why a lot of them don't last or whatever. But yeah, as I said back then, it's like right away you're kind of vetting the person. Could this person potentially be someone I spend the rest of my life with? And that's why also they're more successful because
And that's the thing, people, when we talk about the idea of trading up, it's not trading up because you're saying, I think this person would be a better father. That's almost never the idea of trading up. It's almost always superficial things that are not going to last, like looks, he has more money, or he has more social hierarchy status, is more popular on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
And these kind of things, they aren't the glue that keeps a relationship together forever.
Because if you're with someone because they're in a really powerful position or whatever, what if they lose that position? Then is it over? Or what if they're really handsome? Then what if they lose their looks in some accident? Or eventually everyone does, with age. Are you going to leave that person because they're not good looking anymore? Like, there's a lot of these things that they just don't last. But what will last are personalities, at least for the most part. So that's why some of the best advice I've ever gotten is marry your best friend, or be in a long-term relationship with your best friend. Someone that, when all of those superficial things fade away, like looks and a high position or whatever, you're at least still with your best friend. So you're going to actually get along and it's going to last.
Exactly. And I really want to, because a lot of people are like, okay, so what? But the problem is that young girls today don't understand that there are serious consequences to this trading up.
Yeah.
If you are looking genuinely for just the superficial in your life, there are even consequences to that end of this, because if you trade up all throughout your 20s and you hit 30 and you're still trying to trade up, and then 35 and you're still trying to trade up, you're going to find that these guys aren't wanting 35-year-old women who have been around the carousel. Like, you're not even going to be able to trade to the guy you had at the very beginning, because your value declines over time because you valued those superficial things, and so did the people you were looking for, and your superficial value goes down over time. So you could have had a handsome, successful, great guy and worked with him and had a successful relationship, but you decided to keep trading up till the point where all you can do is you can't even find someone to be with.
Yeah, because like most people by that age, at least people who are serious about that, they're probably already taken. And so just the options are going to get even more and more slim. And it's already as difficult enough as it is, because especially for people who need to be with someone with the same political views as them, or if they're religious, then you have to add on the same religious views. Then you have to add on, are personalities compatible? There's so many factors that the pool just in reality is very small for people. So but I just think that that's been ingrained with us. This we're not content with anything, and we're always looking for, that could be better.
The next best thing. And it's even, the thing is, we also don't look at the fact that we can make what we have the next best thing. We can improve the people you're in a relationship with, whether that just be friendships you're in or serious relationships. You can improve each other and work on that. And that's also one of the big consequences of this infinite trading up, is by the time you're 30, 35, you don't have much plasticity. Your personality isn't going to change much. You're not going to be able to grow with someone as much and learn with someone as much. You're really getting stuck in your ways at that point. So, well, you had an opportunity throughout your 20s to stay with someone and work with them to create this perfect relationship. You decided to just not be satisfied and keep moving forward and hope that the next best thing would work. But if you can't make it work with the person you're with, what makes you think you're going to make it work with the next person? Yeah,
exactly. And I think that everything of value that is worth anything takes work. So you can almost look at, when I said, our society, everyone knows, is based on consumerism, you can almost look at a relationship as something that's being produced. Like, with a lot of hard work, something beautiful will come out of it. Like, everything of beauty and value takes hard work. Even a pregnancy, you have to go through all that pain, all that stress, the 9 months, everything, but then something beautiful is born. And that's the same with love. If you put all that sacrifice, hard work into it, you can build something that more beautiful than you ever thought that you could. And I can say this because I've actually seen it firsthand with members of my family, like where my grandparents, for example, been married over 50 years. So you do see that, and then you just have an entire past that you can share with someone, know?
And I really can't wait for the hardcore liberals to come into the comment section and be like, are you telling me to work at a relationship where my boyfriend is beating me? Are you telling people to stay in a relationship that's abusive? Obviously freaking not. That is a big, we're talking about the things people are trading up to are superficial things. What we're trying to talk about is work on that friendship, that lasting thing, that thing that already has the core needs, where they're not beating you, where they do want to work at the relationship, they do want to try, and there are people out there that do want to do that. I understand it's difficult right now to find those people, because you got a lot of relationships where people don't want to work at relationships. They want they have a lot of expectations where they just, that's why relationships have gone down to Netflix and chill, where it's just watch a movie and sex, because you don't have to put any effort to that. You're both just getting something you want.
There's the instant gratification, and that extends not only to relationships but to everything. Even if you look at the way books are being written now, I know the industry very well. It's all about, in the first page you have to have everyone hooked. And it's like, whoa, I mean, that's so hard to do, but it's the same. It extends to relationships as well. You need the instant gratification there. There's not a lot of patience. And when I say these things, I apply them to myself as well. I'm not perfect. So, and Lord too. Like, we're not making this like, we're so great, by the way. You know, take it from us. But, yeah, so it's stuff we're trying to work on and figure out too, but that we are aware of.
Well, yeah, when I look for someone I want to date, and when I try to think of things, I try to do those things in myself as well. When I say I want someone who is going to try this relationship, someone who will make a picnic on a beach for me and surprise me, I'm like, I have to do that too.
Exactly.
If I want something to work, I have to be the kind of person that would do that.
Yeah, be the kind of person you want to attract, and try and develop the same qualities that you want to see in other people within yourself, because then there's a very good chance you might attract someone like that. If you are just someone who has a whole list that's very demanding, I need this and this and this, well, you better be like, you know, something spectacular.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's the thing, people are going to continue to find these relationships where they'll have that first like exciting burst of like a week or a month where it's just like, you're just sitting in bed and eating Oreos and watching Netflix all day, and it's great because it's this new person, so everything you're learning about them is exciting.
Yeah.
But once you've learned everything about them, once you've got run out of a show you're watching on Netflix, once you've gotten bored of them, that is not going to last. The things that last in a relationship are the effort you put in. Yeah. The random nights that you set up on the beach with wine and like a candlelit dinner. That's like cute stuff that you can do. Yeah. The friendship that you built.
Exactly.
These significant things, not the constant consumerism of people. It's really, really crazy.
Like friendship is like the skeleton, and you could say, and that's, you know, what gives the body support. And that's what it's the same. It gives the relationship support, and then everything else is just, you know, added onto it. But everything has a foundation. It needs to be strong, and it needs to be correct, or it's gonna crumble.
Yeah, and this is where a lot of the reason that monogamy is failing right now, and people are saying monogamy doesn't work. I mean, I've been watching so many beauty channels and other YouTubers, like especially female YouTubers, to see what advice they're giving to young women, and they're all saying, I don't really believe in monogamy anymore. I don't really know if you can be happy with one person for your whole life. The reason it's not working is because people are lazy and entitled.
It's hard work. That's the thing. People, I mean, if you just follow every whim and desire, then it doesn't work. Because, you know, you might be attracted to this person over there, but you're in a committed relationship. Well, then, of course, monogamy is not going to work if you have no self-discipline and if you can't work at something. And sacrifice for it. Yeah, monogamy, it could be really hard work, and harder for some people because some people are more prone to you know, being players than others, I guess. But it's definitely our entire society would be chaos if people weren't monogamous. It would be like, you know, you have kids over there and over there, and they're all yours, and they're like with different, you know, women, and it would just be
all you have to do is look at the statistics. Like, people can scream in the comments about, oh, the traditional family, that's like so conservative. No, look at the statistics. I mean, I'll post them up here, but for kids that aren't in a traditional family with a mother and a father around, that just decided, oh, I'm going to be polyamorous and leave the kids and just pursue my own happiness and not see any responsibility or any selflessness towards other people, those children are significantly more likely to be homeless, to fail in school, to be alcoholics, criminals, they're more likely to die. Like, it's insane. It's really, really sad stuff. So this hyper selfishness, this hyper individualism where I'm only going to worry about myself and my satisfaction is killing our culture and civilization.
And I think people would reject it more, but if you notice, it's promoted as an extremely positive thing. Like loving yourself. You know, I don't need anyone but me. I love myself. Accept me at my worst, or you don't deserve me at my best.
I hate that.
All of these things, it's like we're all perfect the way we are, and we shouldn't have to, you know, bend it all to fit other people, but we actually should.
To improve,
because you have some people, you know, everyone has faults that they should work on. So you can't, it's a horrible, poisonous mentality. The like self-love and everything, the eyes are turned only on me and not on the world or the greater good or anything.
Yeah. So we have to wrap this up pretty quick because my camera is about to die. But I don't know. I think these relationship videos and like talking about these things is really important because when I go out and I look for videos on this, like I do like to watch videos on like how to work on my future, how to work on myself, self-improvement, because I think this is actually important in a political context as well, because it gets really sad seeing the state of the world and knowing that I can do my best to raise awareness about free speech, about mass immigration and cultural decay, but I can't fix it all. What I can fix is my own life, myself, and like my community. So I look for these videos and they're all terrible advice. So
many of these problems that we're trying to fix, if like we collectively turned inward and all worked on improving ourselves, our environment, everything, our culture, it would all completely change. The world would become a much better place, and many of the problems that we're trying to solve would be solved because just most people in general will be better and more willing to contribute to society and think about more than themselves.
Statistics don't change if individuals don't change.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of want to leave this. We're going to do more of this while we're on our trip, though, like about relationships and obviously politics, what you guys usually come to this channel for. But yeah, Britt and I are going to be all over Europe, so stay tuned, pay attention. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I don't know if we should do more. If you hate it, we might not. But any last words?
No, that's about it. I'm really excited. We've been talking about making a video forever, but we just could never meet up. But now we're together for several weeks, so it's going to be really fun.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.